بسم الله نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم. I was talking yesterday about the third wife of the Prophet ﷺ, who is actually Aisha ibn Abi Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anha. And I tried to explain the family tree, how virtuous it was. And I started explaining that the father of Aisha radiallahu anha is the most liked individual by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as we're going to see it later. And then we come to the other relatives, and that is the mother of Aisha is Roman, who accepted Islam very early. It is reported by Aisha that once she grew up, she just found the parents embraced Islam and she didn't know anything about Jahiliyyah. And if you look at Jadduha, the Abiha, the grandfather from the father's side is Abu Quhafa. Abu Quhafa accepted Islam a bit late, but all the same, that was in the year of Fath, which is 8th year after Hijrah, which is 21st year after the Nubuwah, but all the same, he became a Sahaba, and I'm going to explain how unique this family is in that connection. Ammadiha, the aunts, all of them, Amir, Urayba, Farwa, they were Muslims. Shaqiquha Abdul Rahman, the brother from the same mother, because Abdullah is Aisha's brother but from different mother, but Abdul Rahman is the eldest son of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. He was also a Muslim. Abdul Rahman, if you remember, was among the last individual to visit the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he was about to die. Abdul Rahman came in to visit the Prophet, and the Prophet by then was not able to talk. But Abdul Rahman held miswak, a toothbrush, and the Prophet looked at it keenly. And Aisha, knowing the habit of Rasul sallam, asked him, "You like it?" And he nodded, saying yes, and took that siwak toothbrush of Abdul Rahman, of course the other side which hasn't been used, and Aisha tried to soften it for Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam and gave it, as Aisha says in a hadith sahih, that جعل الله وقدر الله, that our salivas will mix, that I did soften that toothbrush, and then Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam brushed with that toothbrush. It's a blessing and a virtue to Aisha, and a blessing and a virtue to Abdul Rahman bin Abi Bakr, that he was among the last individual and also took his siwak. And then the family of Abu Bakr is a unique family which had 3 generations. Nobody else had. I will explain. Abu Bakr was a Muslim, accepted Islam, was a Sahaba. His father, Abu Quhafa, accepted Islam and became a Sahaba. The son of Abu Bakr, or sons, Abdullah and Abdul Rahman, accepted Islam and they were Sahaba. The grandsons of Abu Bakr accepted Islam. One of them is Abdullah bin Zubayr, the son of Asma bint Abu Bakr. Asma bint Abu Bakr was Thatun Nitaqayn, well-known lady who was preparing the food for Abu Bakr, his father, her father, and the Prophet when they were at Ghar. And one time when she sent the food, she forgot that she didn't have anything to tie the mouth of that food. And then, that's why she had something like a belt and took it and tore into 2, remained one to hold it at the waist, and took one and tied it, and the Rasul called her Thatun Nitaqayn. Asma, the history of Asma is so interesting. I will just mention one thing. Asma lived for very long and became blind during the last days. And Abdullah bin Zubayr revolted against the Umayyad dynasty and fought with Bani Umayyah. And then ultimately, as he was deserted, he knew that now he will be killed, and went to his mother, Asma, and said, "My mother, I feel that I'm left out. There's nobody in my group, very few people, and I feel that I will be going to be killed." And Asma told him, "If you know that you are doing this for the right cause and all the people supporting you, quite a number have been killed, then it is just fair that you also be killed on the same issue which you think those are the principles you are standing with." Then he said something, Abdullah bin Zubayr, fearing for the mother, he said, "But I fear they may, once they kill me, they may skin me, they may do this and that." And he said, a goat or a sheep, if it is killed, it doesn't feel any pain if somebody is skinning it. So you shouldn't worry about that. And then after being killed, Hajjaj ibn Yusuf, who a lot of people fear him, came and said some words to Asma, the mother of Abdullah bin Zubayr. And she was so frank and harsh to Hajjaj that people used to fear him. And she said, I heard the Prophet ﷺ said, there will be two tyrants who will come from Thaqif, and one of them we have already seen, and that is Musaylimah ibn al-Kadhab, and the second one must be you. This is Asma binti Abu Bakr. Anyway, the family, if you look at the husband of Asma, is Al-Mubasharuna bil Jannah, Hawari Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, very close friend. It's also the cousin, Zubayr ibn Awam, is actually the mother is Sophia bint Abdul Muttalib, the aunt of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's such a religious family and a virtuous family that if you look at every member, you start be surprised how good that family is. Khadija radiallahu anha, when we talked, she had the virtue of being the first wife to be married by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as we have said. Aisha radiallahu anha had a different virtue. That is, the Prophet, the only wife who was virgin and has never been married by any other individual was Aisha radiallahu anha. So they have been sharing in a different way. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam explains in a hadith that Jibreel brought in the picture. First he said, in the manam, when I was asleep, I was shown, he was telling Aisha, I was showing you a picture that I'll get married to you. And when I was told, I said, in yaku hadha min indillahi yumdhi. If this is coming from Allah, that is a dream, then Allah will make it happen. And then he said, Jibreel brought the picture in a piece of cloth of harir, silk. And when he opened it, the picture was that of Aisha radiallahu anha. And he was told by the Jibreel, this is your wife in the dunya and in the akhirah. And this hadith has also been reported one time by Ammar bin Yasir, when there was a dispute in the Battle of Jamal between the people who supported Aisha and Zubayr and Talha, desiring to make sure that those people who killed Uthman radiallahu anhu should be killed, the revenge should be there, and the people who were supporting Ali bin Abi Talib, who also wanted that, but had not yet been able to do that. So Zubayr, when he was trying to entice people so that they join Ali's camp, said, yes, I know Aisha radiallahu anha is the wife of the Prophet in this dunya and in the next. Then came the time of Hijrah, where the family of Abu Bakr, I wouldn't go into the details because it will take a lot of our time, but you know that the family of Abu Bakr took a very active part in the Hijrah. Abu Bakr had prepared 2 camels once Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam told him, he was asking Rasul, can I migrate? And he said, just wait. Maybe there will be suhbah, that is indirectly, you may travel with me. And so once he was told that, he prepared very good 2 camels. He prepared somebody to escort them, and he started arranging. When Rasulullah decided that he was given a go-ahead by Jibreel that night not to sleep in his bed, Rasulullah moved to Abu Bakr's place in the middle of the day. And Aisha says, Rasul used to come to our house every day, but either early in the morning or late in the evening because of the heat of the place like Makkah. When Abu Bakr saw him coming around that time, he said, there must be something why he's coming this time. And when he came in, Rasul said, can you remove everybody from the house? Abu Bakr said, Ya Rasulullah, Ahlak, it is your wife, it is Aisha, it wasn't Asma. The marriage was already done, but he had not yet lived with Aisha as a wife. That happened later after the Battle of Badr, 2 years later, because of her age, so that she grows up. So Abu Bakr was told that I have been instructed, Rasul is telling Abu Bakr, by Jibreel that I have to travel today and migrate. So Abu Bakr said, As-suhba ya Rasulullah, let me be with you. He said, yes. So Abu Bakr cried because of the joy. Aisha, reporting this hadith, said, from that day, I had never seen somebody who is happy and that he's crying. But when I saw my father, that's what happened. And it does not mean Abu Bakr doesn't know what risk he is going to take. He knows this is a wanted individual. Definitely once the Quraysh realize that Rasul is not there, they will follow him, as it happened, that they followed him, and they said that they will give out 100 camels. Whoever gets, the 2 of them will get 100 camels for each, dead or alive, as they said. Abu Bakr prepared his son Abdullah bin Abu Bakr. He was the one actually going and sleeping with them at the hall, and during the day go to the Quraysh and get the information and feed that information to Abu Bakr and Rasul at night. Abu Bakr had prepared his freed slave Amir bin Fuhaira, who had a flock of sheep and goats, to come as Abdullah brings the food and Asma to remove the stresses and the steps of them by these goats and also get some milk. Asma used, as I said earlier, to cook with Aisha and send the food because they spent 3 nights in the bar, in the cave. And then she will send the food up into the cave. For those who have been in the Hajj, they see how far that is. And Asma was pregnant by that time. How did we know that? Because Asma was the first lady among Muhajirin to give birth to a son in Medina. And which means that she must have been pregnant because that was the time he was migrating, and they came back for them after 3 days. So Abu Bakr and his family played a very big role. As one of the Sahaba said, and I think it is Umar, he said, the people when they were trying to grade the people, said, what are you saying? Abu Bakr's one night in the Ghar or in the Hijrah is better than my all ibadah or acts of worship. And Abu Bakr spent about 12 nights, not about, exactly 12 nights, 3 nights in Ghar Thawr, 9 nights until Quba, and then they reached Quba on Monday and remained there and reached Medina on Friday after the prayer at Quba. So you can imagine how many days Abu Bakr was exclusively living with the Prophet. Nobody got such an opportunity, of course, except the whites. But for a man to be with the Rasul ﷺ all those days, day and night, and you know how Abu Bakr was loved with the Prophet ﷺ. No wonder there's so many hadiths to show the love of the Prophet ﷺ. I will mention just a few. They will be moving and Abu Bakr will be in front. And then suddenly he will start being behind the Rasul ﷺ, the camel. And then suddenly he will be on the right. And then suddenly he will be on the left. And Rasul said, Malak ya Abu Bakr. What's wrong? He said, Ya Rasulullah, when I think that an enemy will come from behind, I want to be behind. When I think it's come from in front, I want to be in front. On the right and on the left. And once they went into the cave, you know what Abu Bakr did? So Rasul, just hold on. Don't come into the cave. Let me go in. If there's anything, any venomous type of creature, at least it will get me. He didn't explain all that. He went in, filled in all the holes with a piece of cloth, except when he finished, there was only one, and he kept one foot to cover it. That is the very place where the snake bit Abu Bakr. And where was the Rasul? You see the love of these people, how they were treating one. The Rasul was sleeping on the laps of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, to the extent when Abu Bakr felt that it is painful and the tears were coming out, they went down to the face of Rasul, and he didn't want to shake so that he doesn't disturb Rasul in his sleep. Wallahi, when you think of the love of the Sahaba, of the wives of the Prophet, how they loved Rasul, how the Rasul used to like the wife of his wives, how to love the Sahaba. I'll just narrate one hadith. Sa'd ibn Amr ibn al-As was among the people who accepted Islam fairly late with Khalid ibn Walid after al-Umrah al-Qadha. What is Umrah al-Qadha? In the 6th year after Hijrah, Rasul wanted to do Umrah. This is Sulh al-Hudaybiyah, he couldn't. Then the Quraysh told him, now you go back, so that the Arab don't say that we are cowards and all that, we come back next year. That is Umrah al-Qadha, the 7th year after Hijrah. After that, Amr ibn al-As, unknowing and without any plan, left going to Medina to revert to Islam. Khalid ibn Walid also did the same. Now they met, and anyway they went. And Rasul received him so well. Amr ibn al-As is an important individual. He's a dahi. He's a most intelligent individual during his time when he was reading his history. He was so intelligent, so smart. Khalid ibn Walid is so good in his fighting, as we know what happened later. Even the defeat of the Muslims in the Uhud was made through Khalid ibn Walid, who was just monitoring the Rumat, the Arab. Once they left, he came back from behind, and that is the reason that the Muslim had a very big blow and lost 70 shuhada, lost 70 people. So Rasul used to look at Amr ibn al-As with smile, and Amr ibn al-As was the most loved individual. 3 months after that, Rasul told Amr ibn al-As, sorry I will divide a bit, but it's an interesting story, and I'll finish up with the hadith. Amr ibn al-As, Rasul told him, I'm going to send you to an expedition, Sariya, where the Prophet will not be there, for a fight with some people. And I want to make you Amir, and we'll get some bounty. So Amr ibn al-As, thinking that just accepted Islam, maybe Rasul thinks, I want to have wealth. So Amr said, Ya Rasulullah, I didn't follow you because of getting anything, getting wealth. I just wanted to live with you. He said, yes, I know, but al-mal salih lil-rajul salih is something very good. Good wealth for a good believer is good, so don't refuse it. Anyway, he went, to cut the story short, and wandered very nicely. Then he came back, still when he talks to Rasul, and Rasul says these things, I'm the most likely person. So one day he asked Rasul something, he came straight, and Rasul is a straight person. There's no mujamala. He just tells you the truth. He will love you the way he is, but if you want the truth, he will tell you the opposite. Amr ibn al-As said, Ya Rasulullah, man ahabbu an-nas ilayk? Whom do you love most? He said, Aisha. Openly again. He's talking to men. Aisha, the person I love most. Then he said, min al-rijal, among the men, said, Abiha or Abuha, depending upon Aisha. The father, that is Abu Bakr. Then he said, who else? Said Umar. Then he said, وَعَدَّ رِجَالًا. He started counting so many, and who else? Then he said, I stopped. Because I thought I may be the last one. So I'll better stop there. Now here, I'm giving the long story about Amr ibn As so that you can understand the hadith and how the Prophet treats people, and to us how the Prophet used to love Aisha openly, and when he has been asked, the first person he loves most was Aisha. One day, connected to that, it was very interesting. I was reading another hadith today. I didn't know that. Aisha asked Rasulullah, when they were just, Ya Rasulullah, whom do you love most? That was a difficult question. Rasulullah said, Lima, what? Said, so that I love the person you love most. And she was a very clever individual, by the way. If you read the story of Aisha, no wonder really, of course, she was a very knowledgeable individual. In fiqh, in fara'id, in shi'r, in tib, in so many things. There was nobody during time among the Sahabiyat who was more knowledgeable than her. Even men used to take a lot of hadith. It is understandable why. He grew up with Abu Bakr, who is a believer, and Abu Bakr was the most knowledgeable individual after the Prophet. As you know, so many hadith people didn't know why. Because he was living with the Prophet almost all the time. Aisha had gone to the Prophet when she was so young, so from Abu Bakr's house to the Prophet's house, almost grew up there. Just like Ali bin Abi Talib radiallahu anhu. But Ali, after that, he was alone. He was married to Fatima, yes, but he was not with the Prophet. But Aisha was the Prophet all the time. So then, of course, as I completed the hadith, he said Aisha. So she was happy, she wanted to hear that. And of course, that was true. She may have liked most, but she was trying to see how I will get the answer. We will talk more, inshallah, tomorrow about the ghira, because it has to be there, the jealousy. She was quite jealous. I think understandably she thought I have all the virtues, and she used to love the Prophet. Her ghira was coming from the love. And she thought that perhaps she was loved than anybody else, but the Rasul had to be fair in everything. Inshallah, we stop there. Wa akhiru da'wana, alhamdulillah.